So who's ready for my bitter woman bitching and moaning? Today's shift was okay when it started. I had high hopes for it. I thought it's going relatively smooth, nothing out of the ordinary. But then I heard something about how we're supposed to get a little bit of bad weather. And then I remembered that I'm in the South and people in the South just do not know how to handle the news, that we may get a little something, something. Anyway, I told myself, okay, with that said, I can expect that it's going to be a little busy. But Sundays are naturally busy anyway toward noon or the afternoon. So I can brace for that. I'm prepared for that. But what I was not prepared for, even though I should know better, is the level of, I guess, extra attitudes that the women were having, because it was nothing but the women doing this. It has to do with this notion of, I guess it's a superiority complex or a managerial complex. And for some reason, the more you explain to this woman what they need to do in order to get what they desire, they don't get it. And instead, they just continue to fight you instead. So there was this lady who was trying to use an online coupon. The way that online coupons work is you have to be signed in to your account, pull it up, and I use my almighty cordless scan gun thingy thing, and I apply your little coupon. But for some reason, this lady just did not want to accept that I was asking her to sign in so that the coupon could load. She was like, I never have to sign in to do this. All I have to do is open up the app and I click right here and it comes up. And then I'm like, okay, no problem. As soon as you sign in, it'll generate for you. Now, what I'm saying to you is that it never asks me to sign in. And then I said, no problem. This time around, it just needs you to sign in because every so often you get signed out for security purposes. But after you sign in, we'll get to you your coupon. She pretty much repeated herself, something that you guys know that I hate. And she goes, what I'm trying to get you to understand is that every time I come here, all I gotta do is pull out the app and I'm never signed in. And I'm like, no problem. This time around, as soon as you sign in, it's gonna generate the coupon. I'm sure. So anyway, she finally listened to me. She finally did what I told her to do. And guess what? As soon as she did, the fucking coupon loaded. It's as if I was telling you that. It's as if I'm actually the employee here and I know my content and you're just the customer who painfully does not pay attention to detail. And on top of that, you don't understand how things work. If the coupon is specially generated for you because you hit a certain metric, then how would it know that you are who you say you are, who had the coupon honored to? No, you have to sign in so that it can identify you. It's as if I decided to take a check from you. It has your name, but I'm taking that check to the bank and I'm trying to deposit it to my bank account with my name on it. And you're like, I have deposited checks before. It's never asked me to have my name on the check. Does that sound stupid? I hope it does because it is. So that's the kind of customer that I was dealing with today. And then I was dealing with the blind ones who are really absent and just don't really pay attention to what you're doing, which I think you should. And everybody kept asking me for a receipt, even though I was handing it to them and you were not reacting to it. So what I did was I put the receipt in the bag and then I said, thank you, have a nice day. And you just stood there like a fucking idiot going like, did I get a receipt? And I'm like, it's in the bag. You know, that kind of fuckery. Where are y'all? Why do y'all not have any kind of attention span? at all. Why do you not have any kind of comprehension either? On top of that, once you're proven wrong, you try to justify why you were wrong. Like this stupid coupon lady, she was like, oh, I was just trying to prove to you that I have the coupon. And I'm like, no problem. After you signed in, we were able to pull it up. And now it'll be ready for you next time as well. Just keep an eye out to ensure that you're signed in to your account, because it will sign you out again. But seriously, do not challenge the fucking employee. At least be sure. But she was confident. And that's the sad part. She's confident. That makes her sure. But you're wrong. Like, if I'm countering it with a compelling argument, doesn't that lead you to believe that maybe I know what I'm on about? And it doesn't end there, guys. This is my favorite part. After she left, about 2 minutes later, I happened to be taking baskets and carts all the way back to their respective areas. And she comes back in. And then she goes, there's that white van over there. Do you know who it belongs to? And I look at the van, and it doesn't have any kind of emblem to it. It doesn't have any label to it. It's just a white van. But then I remembered that I saw a delivery guy. They are the ones who bring packages or correspondence that have nothing to do with customers. It's like the store's mail, but it's not necessarily the post office doing it. It's like another kind of independent mail carrier. I said, yes, it belongs to our delivery driver. Well, do you know where he's at? And I said, nope. Well, can you find him? And I'm like, nope, but he'll be gone in about 2 minutes. What do you mean no? And I'm like, you're welcome to browse around the store, but he is the delivery guy. He could be delivering things to our department, to customer service, to the back of the house, to the offices. I can't tell you. Because they're handling correspondence, their safety is a priority. Treat them like the armored people, the people who come in to take cash to the bank. They need to be in and out of the building within a certain amount of time. And that's something that we take very seriously because their safety is important. So correspondence that belongs to the store is equally as important. Maybe not as attractive for potential crime, like, say, someone carrying a sack of money is, but just be considerate. Trust me, that van is not permanently going to be parked there. Do you guys remember my video about how I was describing how parking close to the front is like a convenient inconvenience? You're taking your chances of something blocking you if you park close to the store. It's a high traffic area, and it's traffic that comes in all sizes, shapes, and have all kinds of different matters pertinent to address. If you don't want that to happen, park somewhere where there's very little to no traffic. Consider the back, farther back as possible. I'm never trapped by any kind of vehicle ever where I park, which is not the very front where all the action takes place. But you love to behave and think and feel that you live by yourself, and you gotta be the first one to be served. You gotta be the first one to leave. You gotta be immediately addressed and have everything up to date. You cannot have anything out of stock, blah, blah, blah. Seriously, you all need real problems. Like, live through a war or something. And maybe that'll teach you to just chill the fuck out. When somebody does that, and they behave that way, I just cannot help but chuckle to myself. And I'm like, yay, I have a story to tell my journal or the channel, because I love it when I get pumped to talk about that shit. Because I thrive in these kinds of things, because thankfully it's not a problem that I have. And this is the second person that I dealt with today. I had this goddamn lady with nails that were like this long. Okay, so like nail, and the nail is like whoop, about that long. And somehow it had like embellishments in it. It looked like a little tiny miniature teddy bear. It was like a 3-dimensional teddy bear. And it had like rhinestones in it. It had all kinds of embellishments. It was the craziest thing ever. Anyway, she is trying to manually key in her stupid food stamps card because everybody's food stamps card for some reason is worn out and you cannot swipe it. And then she said, is this ready for me? And I'm like, yes. And then our pin pad, I'm pretty sure most of them have this, most of the places I go, but like the pin pad, it's like you have, let's pretend this is the pin pad, and then it has like a little roof over it that's supposed to give you some privacy as you key in your pin number. It's supposed to block view from the keyboard being flat. It's something that you install to it. This lady was trying to type into the terminal, you know, the pin number using her long ass nails. Her longer ass nails kept getting in the way. She was like, I cannot type. Like, I cannot get to the top 3 numbers, like 1, 2, and 3, because her nail was too long that it would bump against that little wall of that protective case that she pretty much kept hitting it, tapping it. Like, she was literally handicapped to use something as basic as a stupid ass keyboard. And that's what you all encourage. You all want me to get my nails done and have them looking ridiculous to handicap myself. No! Consider these things. These things are important. And then she was trying to get mad at the fact that she was struggling with it. And then she had to type using her nail. As opposed to using the flesh of her finger, she had to like literally type the keyboard. And I'm like, what are you going to do? Are you going to tell me the pin number and ask me to key it in for you because you're handicapping yourself? Seriously, does that make any sense to you? Any sense at all? Those were the winning customers. The where's my receipt people, the coupon lady, and the nail lady. And like always, it's women. At least the guys, like I get maybe 2 clowns per week, but at least they're more accepting. They know when they're wrong. They admit when they don't know what they're doing. They're humbler, put it that way. And I'm always like so eager and patient with them. And then the older ladies as well. The younger people, yeah, y'all think I'm salty, y'all think I'm bitter. I'm perfectly exultant compared to those bitches, because at least when I go places, I can admit when I'm wrong, and I don't mind an employee schooling me on something that I don't know anything about. I'm the customer. I need your help more than you need me. All you need me for is my business so you can keep having your job. I understand that. I'm not going to try to educate you on your own role. So anyways, you guys, that's it from me. Thank you so much for tuning in. I feel like I'm forgetting another story. I'm gonna sit tight for a second just in case it comes to me. I know it involved an old lady. So yeah, you guys, those are my stories. Takeaway, do not argue with employees unless you have something that you're absolutely certain is substantial to the case and you know for a fact it'll help. Just don't argue with them. Stay quiet. Let them handle it. Let them figure it out. Mind your wording. Mind your vocabulary. Don't go like, what I'm trying to get you to understand is, what I'm saying to you is, like I'm a fucking inferior being to you. Because by that point, I know how I'm going to treat you, which is I'm going to stand my ground even firmer. And we ain't going anywhere until you do as I say. Because I proved that as soon as you do as I say, shit works. And be more present at the moment. Your fucking phone can wait. Observe what the associate is doing. And if you have any complicated plans, like if you want something bagged a certain way or separately or something, communicate it with time in advance. Don't express it when I'm handing you the fucking receipt. By then it's too late.